I think Todd Howard dabbles in witchcraft. Something hasn't been right since the release of Starfield. Just look at some of these ridiculous comments. Bethesda fanboys have been going crazy since the release of this game, and I suspect it's because Todd has casted some sort of spell. But this is not a video about Starfield. This is a video about some of the spells casted in the past and the way I was influenced by its effects. Now, the very first game that I ever played by Bethesda was an Elder Scrolls game called Oblivion. Now, when Oblivion first released, I was but a young child, so I remember playing it around 2009 to 2010-ish, when I could retain more of the information that Oblivion presented and be able to actually get somewhere in this game. And oh boy, I was engulfed. The first spell of obsession was casted upon me by Todd, that fiend. This was the first RPG I remember really understanding and getting fully immersed in. From the menu sounding like page flips, ooh, that sound just tickles my brain, to the vast world I can explore and get lost in, finding secrets in every corner, and the Oblivion gates themselves opening as you randomly travel this world. And who could forget first entering one of these gates and being met with hell itself? Demons and devils running amok, but wait, I'm getting a little sidetracked here. An overshadowing villain was at play, a Daedric prince by the name Mehrunes Dagon. He was the god of destruction. Now, thinking back on it, did Todd make a deal with this devil? Is this where he was studying his dark arts? I couldn't stop playing this game. Then about a year or two later, in 2011, when I was finally snapping out of this obsession, this spell casted on me, Todd did the unthinkable. A new Elder Scrolls game dropped, but this time, we were traveling to the distant lands of Skyrim.
Hey, you're finally awake.
Once again, I was possessed to keep playing this game. Todd wouldn't loosen his grasp upon me. You were Dragonborn, slaying dragons, devouring their souls, and stealing their powers in what the game called shouts. Yet again, there was a vast open world to explore and more secrets to be found. But this time, I started to notice Todd's spells breaking on me. I started to notice things off about this world. Bugs and glitches were very prevalent in this game, as they were in most Bethesda's games. But it was too late. People began to call this Bethesda's charm or their magic. Coincidence? I think not. Don't get me wrong, I played Skyrim for about the next 2 years, but still, they were not gone unnoticed. But for many, they were enthralled by Todd's spell. For the next 10 years, Skyrim would continue to get re-released again, and again, and again, and again, 17 times, and people kept buying. What is wrong with you people? There's only one explanation for this. Todd's mystical, maniacal spells that caused mania. Now, people may be a little pissed that I'm not going to talk about any of the Fallouts, but I don't care. Fallout 3 was alright. Fallout New Vegas was great. Made by Obsidian, by the way. And Fallout 4 was Fallout 76, on the other hand, ooh, it just works. It's like that game was complete shit, and don't even get me started on the fucking bags. And on top of that, this was Bethesda's first time at a new kind of formula. Oof. Now, I would be lying if I said I wasn't almost blinded by the magic once again when the trailer for the first Starfield came out. A brand new IP, space exploration, futuristic setting from the makers of Skyrim. But then I thought about it. The last game they released before this was Fallout 76. It had zero innovations and was just more of the same. They've re-released the same game 17 times and people kept buying. Why would they try to innovate? Then came all of the huge promises with the game. After all these years, when developers tell me huge promises or use the same buzzwords, I get a little scared now, a little jumpy. Cyberpunk has scarred me with this. So another red flag jumped up. But Todd had the witchcraft strong within the community. Just look at him up there. Wow. As of recording, Starfield has been out for about a week or two now. The reviews are out, and this made people lose their minds. IGN gave it a 7 out of 10. And to a normal person, this would make you think, it must be a good game, right? Wrong. Todd had more people under the mind control spell than we thought. People are even saying this game is game of the generation. What? Now, I put some hours into Starfield, and I think about a 7 is a valid score to give, but people rating this game a 10 out of 10 or game of the generation, they're absolutely insane, or they're trapped underneath a spell.